This is all what you've been waiting for, hasn't it? Yes, this is the Season 2 finale review of The Flash. This is Mega Man NG, and I welcome you all to this review. Now, bear in mind, unlike the previous reviews I've done, this one is going to be extra long. And for a very good reason, because I have so much to say that it's going to take me all night. But regardless, I have a reputation, and I want to at least get all these reviews in before the season ends. Oh wait, the season's already over. So anyway, this week we're going to be talking about the Season 2 finale, The Race of His Life. I'll start with a summary, and then I provide a little discussion, along with some interesting stuff that I feel I want to express. So let's get started. The death of Henry Allen at the hands of Zoom has shook Barry and his team to the core. Barry vows to make Zoom pay, but his friends see that he's being clouded with anger. They restrain him, then plan a way to stop Zoom. But it backfires despite the fact that it succeeded when Joe gets captured. After Wally frees Barry, he decides to race Zoom, on the condition that Joe is unharmed. Zoom agrees and they meet where the Magnetar is located. It's a race that will determine the fate of the world. No, the fate of the multiverse. Two will race and only one will come out on top. Who will it be? Barry Allen or Hunter Zolomon? I'm going to honestly say that this season finale was epic. It was, without a doubt, very epic. It was like the beginning of the end, and I swear, it was just grand. I really enjoyed it, and this finale was so emotionally driven. However, I do have some faults with it. And I'll explain in a bit, but for the time being, this episode was incredible. An amazing way to end the season, along with something I never thought I would expect. But that's going to be a discussion later. So right now, I will be going through each one by one, what I felt was best and what's not. First and foremost, Zoom versus Barry, the final battle. It wasn't really a final battle, it was a race to determine who would come out on top. One is determined to save the multiverse, the other to destroy it. And it was amazing. Technology-wise, it was amazing. I really like how they put a lot of work on the special effects to make it so good. And even though the final battle was kind of short, it was intense, that was. Especially since Zoom was willing to do whatever he could. Not to mention, Barry pulling off time remnants. Earlier in the episode, Zoom was able to use a time remnant to distract Barry. And then he was able to kill it. And he did this before. Remember, he used the time remnant to basically masquerade as Jay Garrick in order to fool Barry and his crew. And then when things were done, he killed him. Though it was intentionally stated that he sacked the time remnant and sacrificed himself for the sake of Zoom's plan. But overall, I really liked the final battle. It wasn't as good, but it was an intense one nonetheless. Not to mention, seeing Barry pull off a time remnant of his own was just insane. And it also adds on to the explanation of the time wraiths. Time wraiths are basically like police for the Speed Force that hunt down speedsters who abuse the Speed Force for their own ends. It happened to Barry, and remember that episode back to, I think it was Flashback? Yeah, that was the episode that a time wraith first appeared. And now we actually see the time wraiths get after Hunter Zolomon. And truthfully, it made me wonder if Barry was going to kill Hunter. But he was better than that. He was a better man than he'll ever be. And seeing him, Zoom, die was kind of a letdown, truthfully. It was kind of a letdown, seeing Zoom be dragged all the way up to the Speed Force and his body withered away. I wasn't really that impressed with it. But what can you do? For a season finale, it has like 50 or so minutes of coverage. You get what you got. But overall, I find it to be okay. Now, on to the subject of Barry, and this is one that I should be mentioning this, but Barry is now becoming more distant towards his friends, and his desire to kill Zoom is consuming him. It's what Zoom wants. Zoom playing mind games with Barry. And I really like Teddy Sears' work. He really captured the feel of Zoom, as well as Grant Gustin, who I swear I am loving the guy every chance I get. His performance in this episode was phenomenal, and you could feel his anger. You could feel his rage. Can we blame him? He lost his mother back in Season 1, and Season 2, he lost his dad. Wouldn't it be enough to make you want to get revenge against the bastard who did it? Apologies for strong language, but you get my point. You want to go after the guy to kill him after everything that has happened. And personally, I feel it's just like what Eobor Thawne said. You're never going to find happiness no matter what. And you can obviously tell that he was more distant, to the point where his friends had to restrain him because he was too clouded with clouded his judgment. It was just too much. He was too blind, too unaware of what would happen should he fail. And hopefully it did give him time to cool off, but cooler heads always prevail, and Barry was able to pull it off. Now comes the one big reveal that literally blew me away with this episode. This finale. All throughout the season, you saw a man in the Iron Mask in Earth 2. Well, this was the episode that finally revealed him. Yep, that's right. The man in the mask revealed, and yes, I should have mentioned this in the beginning, there are spoilers, and if you don't like being spoiled, don't watch it! Watch the episode first, then go back! Anyway, let's continue. The man in the Iron Mask is revealed. The real Jay Garrick. But surprisingly, he's from another Earth. Earth 3. When I saw his reveal, I literally was filled with glee. I mean it. It was just so amazing seeing Jay Garrick on the TV show. And the surprising thing is, Jay Garrick is portrayed by John Wesley Shipp. Now, to be fair, last week he did a great job as Barry's dad, and seeing him die was just heartbreaking. But seeing him, John Wesley Shipp, the actor be as the Flash once again, as in Jay Garrick, it literally made me smile, because you know it was inevitable that the actor would be a Flash again. I didn't think it would end up being the Flash that we all know, aka Jay Garrick. Remember, John Wesley Shipp was the 90s Flash in the 90s TV show that lasted one season. After that, it was stated in an interview that he would never be a speedster actor again. Well, that changed. Now he is a speedster again, and it's just so glorious. I really mean it. It was just that glorious. Even the explanation that Zoom provided on how he captured Jay and why was in fact interesting. And we actually know as to why Zoom wanted to be faster. He created Velocity 9, but it had a nasty side effect, and it was going to kill him. So he ended up capturing Jay, but it turned out it didn't work. Turned out Barry was the compatible one, and you guys already know all about that. Believe me, you already know all about that. But the point is, it's nice to see John Wesley Shipp as the Flash again. Even in a different uniform, which I have to admit, his uniform is phenomenal. It is truly amazing. Truly awesome. And with hearing that the fact that the Legends of Tomorrow, the next season, is going to involve the Justice Society, it won't be the last we'll see of this Flash. It won't be the last. It's going to be great. I am so excited. Not to mention, it's also the farewell of the Wells family. Earth 2 Harrison Wells and his daughter Jessie. And I got to admit, it made me sad seeing them leave. But I have a feeling they'll be back. I really mean it. I have a feeling they'll be back. And the fact that Wally West and Wally West and Jessie seem to be, getting along. Who knows? Who knows? Now comes the part that part of me feels like I want to dread. Oh, wait, I forgot to mention. Jay Garrick mentioned that he was from Earth 3. Now, this is something that's just important and imperative. Basically, according to DC Multiversity Guidebook, Earths 2 and Earths 3 are parallel to each other. Earth 2 is the Silver Age Earth. Earth 3 is the Crime Syndicate Earth. So basically, in the CW verse, they flipped it, basically making Earth 2 the Crime Syndicate Earth, whereas Earth 3 be the Silver Age Earth. Yeah, that's a lot to take in, but considering these guys, they pulled off an amazing season. Without that, amazing. Now we can continue on the ending to the season finale, and I didn't really think Barry had the audacity to do this. When I saw it, I was like, Barry, do you have any idea what you've done? Yes, Barry was so traumatic over the loss of his dad that he couldn't take it. And seeing the West family reunited says, I can't do this anymore. I can't accept this. So basically, he traveled back in time to the moment when his mother was murdered by the Reverse Flash, or was going to be, and stopped the Reverse Flash from killing her. This inadvertently created the event that would end up causing the New 52 in the comics, Flashpoint. This was an ending I did not expect. It was a shocker. It was just out of the blue. I mean, why? It's making me wonder why Barry would do this. But you gotta imagine him. He's already in pain. He's feeling upset. He lost his dad. He knows he lost his mother. What else could he do? He lost everything and he can't even accept it. And it just made me feel really bad for him. But it also makes me curious as to what Season 3 has to offer. Now, before I head to the end, I do want to say that I want to do a little comparison between the two villains. On the left, you have Eobor Thawne, the Reverse Flash, the main villain of Season 1. And although I'm using a screenshot from Season 2, that's what he should be, not the Harrison Wells one. They're basically the same person. The only difference is that Thawne basically took Wells' identity to set up his own plans and whatnot. And the other, Hunter Zolomon, the main villain, aka Zoom, the main villain of Earth 2. Now, if we were to compare the two villains side by side simultaneously, they are both dangerous. They're both manipulative, and they both know how to cause some serious hell. However, to be honest, if I were to choose which villain was better, and you guys are more than welcome to determine which is better on your opinion, I personally feel that the better villain turned out to be Eobor Thawne, and here's why. Eobor Thawne had done more damage to Barry than you can imagine. He murdered his mother when he was younger. He framed his father, and he was sent to prison for it. He also was responsible for creating the Flash because of the particle accelerator explosion. And all along, he masqueraded himself as Harrison Wells as a mentor to Barry. He trusted that man. Barry trusted him with his life. And seeing it all happen when he was revealed to be the Reverse Flash was gut-wrenching. It was gut-wrenching to everyone, including Barry, because to him, Harrison Wells of Earth 1 was like a mentor, a teacher. And seeing him get what he deserved was just, it was good. Which is why the Season 1 finale was the best season finale ever. I mean that, without a doubt. So, yeah, sorry. It's just that I've been drifting myself too far that I forgot about anything else I did. But he did mention one other thing, that no matter what, Barry will never be happy. And that's something that has lived by Barry for a long time. Even after Eobor Thawne's death at the end of Season 1, it still lingers on Barry, and it still lingers to this day, which is why Eobor Thawne is the better villain. But what about Hunter Zolomon? In some ways, Hunter Zolomon is sort of like an amalgam for Barry. Sort of like a foil. He also experienced tragedy, but of the worst kind. Seeing his father murder his mother. Seeing his father murder his mother. And then he ended up in a brutal foster care system when he was abused. And it kind of warped his mind to becoming a serial killer. And when he was captured, he underwent electrotherapy and then got himself involved in the particle accelerator explosion in Earth 2, becoming Zoom. And that was how he became an even bigger threat because he was fast. And he wanted to be faster, be the fastest speedster in the multiverse. That's how he created Velocity 9, in the hopes that he could be faster, but it had a side effect and it was going to kill him. So he used a matter of manipulation. Bringing a time remnant to Earth 1 who would assume the identity of Jay Garrick, and he would be able to help Barry get faster, all along using him for the plan to steal his speed and become the fastest man in the multiverse. And personally, that was a smart move. And yes, he's the kind of person that he doesn't tolerate insubordination. In Earth 2, he has a legion of metahumans that obey his command. And seeing him kill off so quickly shows how dangerous he was. Remember, in Enter Zoom, when Zoom first appeared, he was a threat. He made Barry be wheelchair bound for a while. He was that deadly. He was that devastating. He was that fast. But personally, I feel that his motivations, his reasoning for wanting to destroy everything are just a bit petty. A bit petty at best, especially at the end when he decided to use the Magnetar to basically wipe out the multiverse so that Earth 1 can remain standing and he can be able to rule it. Truthfully, that's a bit too far. That's a bit scary, I might add. Really scary. But he did bring a lasting effect on not just Barry, but also Caitlin. Because Caitlin loved the guy. The guy she had no idea, and when the truth was found out, it hurt him. And he tried no matter what to convince her to join, but it was to no avail, and it only drove him to kill. Ugh. man, talking about Hunter Zalman gives me some major jujus because I will commend the actor who did a great job. He did a great job. But overall, between the two villains, I believe Eobard Thawne is the better villain for the season. And I feel that with Season 3, he may come back. So, this brings us to the last one. What will happen in The Flash Season 3? For all we know, after the Season 2 finale, basically we're getting ready for Flashpoint. And if I were to talk about Flashpoint, it would take me all night. Believe me, I'm still shocked over how it ended. And all the more reason for me to wait 3 months just to see what would transpire and the consequences. We know Barry is a speedster, that much is certain. But the fact that he went back in time to just change history, I think he kind of went too far. He was too torn up over his loss, and I feel he's going to see the consequences of his actions. I've already seen it in the Flashpoint comics and the DC Animated Universe movie, The Flashpoint Paradox, which you should go check out, by the way. It's very good. So basically, Season 3 is going to have a Flashpoint adaptation. How they're going to do it, I don't know for sure. I really don't know. But the truth is, who knows? It's going to be an intense one, Season 3 is going to be. So my final verdict. As you guys know, since I've started these Season 2 reviews, all of my scores have been opinionated. They value based on my personal viewing of the episode itself. So, all scores are opinionated. Feel free to disagree with me if you don't find it to your liking. The final verdict for The Race of His Life, the season finale, Season 2 finale of The Flash, is a 9 out of 10. It is a very good season finale, but with two faults. The two faults are that Zoom's death was very underwhelming. It could have been better. It really could have been better, honestly, and Hunter Zalman deserved the punishment he got. You don't screw with the Speed Force. You don't break the rules. You suffer the consequences. And number 2, it doesn't hold that much emotion compared to the Season 1 finale, which I swear I really love the Season 1 finale a lot because it eventually set in motion Season 2. But now that with Season 2 leading up to Season 3, it's going to get crazy. But don't get me wrong, the episode is phenomenal. There's great action, some good humor courtesy of Cisco, the reveal of the Man in the Iron Mask, and the season finale ending that is so shocking, it makes you wonder what's going to happen to Season 3. Give or take that we're going to be having an epic 4-way crossover between Supergirl, Arrow, The Flash, and the Legends of Tomorrow. It's going to be epic. What do you expect? And I have one last thing before I end this season finale review. I would like to thank everyone for taking the time to watch it, to provide comments, to etc. I want to thank you guys all. You guys have been grand. I've been going through this. I would like to also thank all the people behind the show for giving us an amazing season. A season that has so many ups and downs, it makes me want to binge watch it all day. Now I only wish I can get both shows on DVD. I really do. So, yeah, like I said, my season finale review is a 9 out of 10. Not as good, but it's still great. It still is really good. Trust me, you should check it out. And if you want to prepare yourself for Season 3, watch the Justice League Flashpoint Paradox film. This should get you up to speed on what will probably happen. And now comes the end. The top 5 best episodes of The Flash Season 2. If you have your own top 5, please be sure to provide your thoughts in the comments. So, I'm going to end this episode review here with my top 5. And remember, these are opinionated. Number 5 is The Reverse Flash Returns. Basically, the episode serves as an origin story for Eobard Thawne, how he would obtain the knowledge needed so he can have his plan for Season 1. And sure, it was nice to see the Reverse Flash again, albeit of a different actor. The actor should be, but it was all pretty awesome. Number 4 is Enter Zoom. This is the episode that was just so epic and so chilling, it was awesome. Zoom finally makes his appearance, and we see just how threatening he is, how fast, and how he was able to beat Barry like he was nothing. My God, what a great episode that was. Number 3, and this one's a surprise, The Runaway Dinosaur. That episode was emotional. Kevin Smith directed and delivered an amazing job. An amazing job. Amazing story showing how Barry got his powers back. It was so well done, and I really wish that Kevin Smith can return to direct an episode for Season 3. Especially with Flashpoint. He has got to. He's gonna make it awesome. Number 2, Rupture. Oh man, Rupture. Rupture was like my second favorite episode ever. The episode had a lot of action. Showed off how badass Rupture is. Not to mention Cisco and Damian finally burying the hatchet and being together. That to me was the most defining moment ever in the series. And it was truly one of the best I've ever seen. One of the best. I loved it. Rupture is my second favorite episode of the show, but let's not forget number 1. And you guys already know. Welcome to Earth 2. Without a doubt, the best episode of the season, if not the series. This was the episode that introduced us to Earth 2, an alternate Earth that is so very different, with characters being completely opposite of what they are. Like Killer Frost, Deathstorm, and Reverb. They all were amazing. All the actors did fantastic, and they had a lot of fun doing it. And that fun transcends on the audience. If I had a choice, I could rewatch this episode again just to see how so many Easter eggs can be spotted here. So many things you can find. It could take me all day. What are you waiting for? I recommend you watch it. Watch Welcome to Earth 2. It is one of the best episodes of the series and my number 1 episode, best episode of The Flash. And there you have it. It's been a heck of a ride. Been a hell of a ride, I might add. I'd like to thank everyone who took the time to watch this review, everyone who stood by me throughout the whole thing, and yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. It really, really does mean a lot to me, and even though this the review is over 20 minutes long, there's good reason for it. So will I review The Flash Season 3? Who knows? Who knows? I may plan to, but it depends on me. Alright, that's it. I hope to hear what you guys think of it in the comments, and catch you on the flip side. This is Mega Man NG, signing off. Peace out. Thanks for watching.